Hey guys, it's Dino and game 20. Really nice game. It's gonna show you how, again, if black does not push c5, he's gonna or she is gonna have a lot of problems, and that c5 square is gonna be really strategically important for winning a game. So white won. It starts with d4, d5, c4. I already explained these moves in previous videos in this series. e6. And okay, from now on I'm gonna give you 3 seconds for each move to try to guess what was it. So 1, 2, 3. So knight c3, developing towards the center, developing a knight before bishops, all standard things. And now c5. Yes, it looks like I lied to you at the beginning of the video that black didn't push c5, but you will see what's gonna happen. It's of a similar nature. It's not that black did not push, but maybe it pushed c5 a little bit early. So this is not that bad, but it gives black is gonna give you is gonna give, as you will see, a black an isolated pawn here, and it's not bad. Isolated queen pawn is not bad if you know what you're doing, and if you don't know what you're doing, of course, then it's a bad it's a bad move. So what's the next move? 1, 2, 3. So c6, d5. So this way we're gonna give black that isolated pawn. Now e takes d5, and now what do we play? 1, 2, 3. Knight f3. Just developing another knight. No need to take here, and maybe allow black to push. Probably we don't want to allow this. So instead we are developing a knight, and then we can take with the knight here, instead of maybe if we develop bishop and we have to take with the queen, and then we have to lose a tempo because our queen has to move somewhere. And instead we develop a knight, and if in case he takes, we're gonna take with the knight. Simple chess. And now 1 second, knight f6, developing a knight, obviously good move. And now think a little bit more about this move. It's think strategically, where should you develop your pieces. What position is telling you where you should develop your pieces. So 1, 2, 3, we play g3. So this is really interesting and instructive, that we want to develop the bishop here and put the pressure on this d5 pawn. So this structure, black structure, is dictating where we develop our pieces, and you always have to think, you want to think about that. So bishop is better here than on this diagonal. Now g3, knight c6, and now of course we develop a bishop where we intended to develop it. And now c takes d4. Of course we take, and now queen b6. Attacking this knight, and now what do we do? 1, 2, 3. We take here. The reason why we take here, because now these two squares are really key squares in the black's position, very vulnerable to attacks, and we are going to concentrate all of our power to get the grip of those squares, and if we do that, we're gonna restrict black's activity and increase substantially our chances of winning a game. Because if we put, for example, a piece here, then black cannot move these pawns, and he's gonna have less space. His pieces are gonna have less activity. So really interesting strategical things we're gonna exercise in this game. So after takes, we do what? 1, 2, 3. We castle. Never a bad move. I guess rare occasions where castling is a bad move. And now bishop e7, developing a bishop. And now 1, 2, 3, knight f4. So now we are starting to execute our plan of getting a grip of this this very strategically important square by attacking the queen and that c5 square. Beware also that now we can move this bishop, because this knight is defending this b2 pawn. Now queen goes to b5, and what do we do? 1, 2, 3. We played bishop e3. So here bishop maybe looks a little bit awkward. Maybe he should go here or here, but in this position, as I said, it's really important to take the grip of these squares. So that's why bishop develops to e6. Yes, it is blocking this pawn, but maybe it's not. Probably this is more relevant. These squares are much more relevant than just blocking this pawn. Now castling, and 1, 2, 3, rook c1, developing another piece to put a pressure on c file, and of course this square. Now bishop g4, attacking this pawn twice. How do we react? 1, 2, 3. We play f3. And again, this looks like a bad move, but actually, yes, you cannot get all of things in the position. You sometimes have to give up something. And in this case, yes, we are blocking this bishop temporarily, and I don't know, there is maybe some more downsides of this move, but what we are benefiting, what we achieved with this move is we are just stopping the attack, and also we stop this knight for going to these two squares, and it's all good. We're gonna have plan. After this move, we're gonna plan how to activate this bishop, and that is all good. Bishop e6, and now 1, 2, 3. We put a piece to the c5 square. Really important. Now rook f to e8, protecting this bishop. 1, 2, 3. We play rook f2. Yet it is a awkward looking move, but think about it. We're gonna play this. We're gonna put the rook on the c2, and we're gonna activate this bishop. So I would say probably this is the best move in the position. Really nice, really brilliant way of activating all of your pieces. So when you think about what move to play, don't hesitate to think about some kind of impossible moves. Yes, this looks awkward, but think about if it is it a good move? Maybe it is good. So try to think outside of the box. That's the lesson here. So now knight to d7, attacking this bishop, trying to take control of this c5 square a little bit. And now what do we do? 1, 2, 3. We take on e7, and then do what? 1, 2, 3. We centralize our queen. Really nice. So probably the black was threatening to push here. Probably not, because this is hanging. But anyway, we don't want to allow this. We want to take control of this square, and that's exactly what we did with this move. We are defending this pawn, this knight, and putting the pressure on this square. And of course, this queen is really powerful here in the center. So now rook e to e8, trying to activate this rook. This rook wasn't doing anything on e7. 1, 2, 3. We play bishop f1. Activating this bishop, we are intending this and uncovering attack on the black queen. Rook e to c8. Now trying to push here. How do we react? 1, 2, 3. We play e3. Unleash the attack and preparing to go here. Queen b7. And now 1, 2, 3. Finally getting to this square. And we achieved our goal. Now it is just matter of technique how to win this game. Knight c5, probably forced, and we take with the rook. Now we are preparing this, and the position is really nice. Rook c7, trying to prepare this rook to go here and protect this pawn. Probably it is gonna lose. Now 1, 2, 3. Of course, we activate the last piece and put more pressure on the c6. Queen b6. Just kind of waiting move, trying to see what white is intending here. And now, how do we continue here? How do we put more pressure? 1, 2, 3. We play b4. Really nice move. Cementing, absolutely cementing this c5 square. a6. Trying to prevent white to push this b5, and we're gonna win this. After b5 is gonna win this pawn because he cannot take, because we're gonna take the rook. And now 1, 2, 3. We play really interesting move. It is rook to a5 and attacking, trying to put the pressure on this pawn now. Of course, we do not fear this because black is gonna lose the pawn in this situation. If he protects this pawn like this, he's gonna lose this pawn, and if he protects this way, can you see how we win a pawn? 1, 2, 3. We take this pawn. He cannot take because we are taking the rook. That's why actually it's not that move. He plays rook to b8, protecting the queen. And what do we do here? 1, 2, 3. We protect this pawn. So don't rush. Don't try to think about. Don't rush and maybe exchange the queens or something. Just try to play slow, to play strategically. Of course, if you see you're gonna have advantage by exchanging, do it. But otherwise, take it slow. I would say. a3. Rook a7, trying to protect this pawn. By the way, yeah, that's it. I thought. So protecting this pawn was attacked twice. We couldn't take it. I was thinking about that because he's gonna take here, and then we are equal. That's why we protected here, and then we are now threatening to take here. That's why he plays rook a7. And now what do? 1, 2, 3. We play rook c6. So now the position got overwhelming. Black could not protect all of his pawns, and something had to fall. Takes, of course, we take the rook, and black plays rook e8, trying to protect this pawn. What do we do now? 1, 2, 3. We go back to c6. Really important to have a control in general of an open file. Only open file here is c file, and we are trying to take control that by this move, queen c6, c5. Queen c5, queen b7. avoiding exchange, because after exchanging he's gonna lose the pawn. Maybe something like this. You cannot protect both pawns if this is gonna fall, and that's it. That's why he avoids exchanging the queens. Now we play 1, 2, 3. We play king to f2. Really interesting move. And the reason is, of course, to get a king into the center in case we exchange the queens, because king should go into the center, be active in the endgame, and also, as you will see, try to shield a king by some checks in the future. So we do that before we attack here, because maybe black can get some counterplay if we are not secure enough, if our queen is not secure enough. Now he tries h5. Is that dangerous? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. We play bishop e2. So that's it. We are, if black queen ever goes here, it's not gonna be check, and that's what we want. g6. Black here is just waiting to see what happens, and we do what? 1, 2, 3, and now we finally go for an attack. We are attacking this pawn. Queen c8, trying to be active here. What do? 1, 2, 3. We play rook c5. So a lot of players would pick up this pawn, but it is much more important to have a control of an open file than just merely taking one pawn, because control of the open file is probably worth more than one pawn. Of course, in some situation you should grab a pawn, but white player feel that in this position it was more important to have a control of c file. Now queen b7, and we play 1, 2, 3, h4, just cementing the position on a king side, not allowing any counterplay. That's it. So now a5, trying to exchange this pawn for this pawn, and maybe then in the future win this pawn, and that would be really good for black. How do we respond? 1, 2, 3. We play first rook c7, attack this queen, and after that queen moves to the only square where it is safe. She cannot go here or here, any of these squares. Has to go here. And now what do? 1, 2, 3. We push the b pawn. Avoid exchanges and trying to win this game with this passed pawn. Black is really constricted. Look at this queen, really limited, and the same goes with all of black pieces. So after b5, black tries to give some more space to his rook, and what do? 1, 2, 3. We play b6. just pushing the pawn, nothing to fear. Why not? When you have a passed pawn, of course you want to push it as far as you can if it is safe to do it. So in this position it is safe. There is no reason to not do it. Now rook a5, and what do we do? 1, 2, 3. We play b7. So in this position, black resigned because it is really dangerous for him. He does not have any defense. Let's say he plays g7. How do we win here? 1, 2, 3. We take here and take the queen. Let's say he plays queen e8. What do we do? 1, 2, 3. We play queen b6. Attack this rook and threatening to push this b pawn. And let's say black plays queen a7. What do we do? 1, 2, 3. We play queen d8 and promote a pawn. So yeah, you have seen how just thinking about this c5 weaknesses and concentrating on it can bring you a victory. Really nice game. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, donate if you can, and see you in the next video.